You're watching Every Day to Saturday, USMC Veteran. Let's go, baby. And here's your host, Bryan. What's going on, everybody? Hey, that intro's a little catchy, huh? A little makes you want to bob the head a little bit. What's going on, guys? We're here for another episode of Coffee Talk, and this is kind of where we just sit back and kind of, roast some coffee, have some fun, or not fun, whatever. But we're going to get down and talk about some real serious things. You know what I mean? So before we do, though, let's go ahead and roast ourselves some coffee. All right. What do you guys got in your cup? I got some Cash coffee. I have the K9 Cash coffee in there, and let me tell you, it is really good. If you guys would like to go check it out, the link will be in the description, and go get yourself some Cash coffee. I'm telling you, you won't regret it, and let's drink it together. You know what I mean? If not, what do you got in your cup? I think on the first episode we kind of talked about the different types of coffee. Everybody likes their coffee a certain way. I like mine to be a little bit on the sweet side, but not too much, not overbearing with sweet, but a little sweet though. So mine's not exactly a dark coffee. I know some of you out there just go pour it and start to drink it. Yeah, I'm not at that level. Funny thing is I actually didn't even really like coffee for a long time. But when I started working, really early in the morning, beyond being in the Marine Corps, because in the Marine Corps, there's no way I was going to get up and drink some coffee and go try to run and do some PT or something like that. There's absolutely no way. Between, having to maybe go number 2 and piss yourself. Uh, but nevertheless, I have acquired the taste for coffee, and I really enjoy having, at least one cup throughout the day, maybe, and it's actually a little bit more than a cup. So I say it's a couple cups a day. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. It'll be kind of different. I'm going to probably do some different videos from different locations to kind of change things up and also kind of, run you guys through things. So on the last episode, we talked about mental health and how mental health matters and you matter. And so we're going to focus a little bit more on the types of things that we can kind of help ourselves with, maybe some of that, headspace that we really got tied up or bogged down by things that we just don't want to work through, or they're creating us to have a lot of mental health issues. For me, it's taken a long time to realize, I have mental health issues, or to accept the fact that I have mental health issues. But you got to get there, and when you start to realize it, that's when you can actually start that process of figuring out, what can I do to get myself out of this spot. Because I think, as human beings, there's something that we tend to do, and especially the people that have a lot of mental health issues, or they've had a lot of trauma in their life, they tend to be busy people, right? And they keep themselves busy. They just always have something going on. They always have a function. They got to do this. They got to do that. They're the busiest people in the world, right? But the problem is that, you continue walking through life, and no matter what, you can't shake what's in your head. Sometimes you can sit there and try to put all kinds of activities in front of you, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be there. So we can't allow ourselves to sometimes just put it off. Let's not deal with it. I'll be okay. Sometimes we got to go through and accept things and try to get there. You know what I mean? And And once you kind of are able to accept that part, like I said, then you can start finding other healthy things, because part of recovery and helping yourself mentally is taking time out for yourself. Yeah, I said it. I got kids, I got work, I got this. No, you need to absolutely take some time out for yourself. That's kind of one of the starts, right? Is you got to learn to have a little bit of some selfishness to you. I know they always talk about, oh, don't be selfish. I think there's a healthy selfish and there's also an unhealthy selfish. Now, when I'm saying being, selfish, I'm talking about taking out that time to do little things for yourself. One of the things that I talked about in the first episode is walking. I started walking, and I when I go, I like to go hard, and that's probably part of my reason, or part of my problem as to why I have stopped in the past and kind of didn't go through, is because I sit here and I think to myself, I'm like at the same level as before. And no, I've sat down, I've not ran, I haven't done any kind of physical training in a long time. So I can't have that, that expectation that I'm going to be able to just get up and do things that I had done in the past. So trying to go do things like overachieve, like do too many miles when you probably should only do a couple, or even 1 mile, or even half a mile, or even a quarter mile. Um, don't set yourself up for failure right away. Do things that are manageable to you and that things that you can kind of work through. You're gonna have pains. You're gonna absolutely have pains. I had pains. My feet felt like they're just, killing me. And my back and this and that and the other. But it's crazy because, and I would be limping around and stuff, but the next morning I told myself I gotta stop making excuses for myself as to why I will stop. Because I always tend to find something like, oh, I pulled this, or I hurt this, or I did this, or I did that, or it's too cold, it's too this, too that. Got to get away from the excuses. At the end of the day, we're only letting down ourselves, so make little commitments to yourself that you got to hold yourself accountable, right? So if, like I said, previously, if it's the very smallest little thing, like making it a goal of yourself to go out to your mailbox, or to just go out to the front porch and hit the end of the sidewalk, something small. If you live up in an apartment, go outside, find something to go hit and come back, and maybe do it once or twice a day. You start off maybe just once a day, and do small little increments, and then allow yourself to start building up. um, you know, I myself, when I started doing 1 to 2 miles, but then I started doing them twice a day. I started doing them in the morning, and then I started doing them in the evening. And then I went to 4 miles, and then I've been challenging on myself to improve my time. And my gosh, this last time I was able to run significantly more than I've ever have before. I was really proud of myself and really shocked at, like, gosh dang, I'm out here still running. You know what I mean? And I am not in great shape. I am still, what I consider to be a heavy for myself. Um, but nevertheless, I was able to actually jog and go for a significant amount of time, because I've been working on this. I haven't given up on myself. I haven't stopped. And there's plenty of times for me to make a lot of excuses as to why I shouldn't go today, or this or that. But it's like, man, my 4 miles tend to take me. I got down to an hour and 2 minutes. That's the fastest I got. And that's kind of me, stepping it up a lot. But typically it's more around an hour and 12 minutes. And I'm trying to do a minimum of 3 to 4 times a week. If I can do more, I'm going to do more. And that's kudos to me if I can. But I'm not setting myself up for failure, and it's okay if there's a day I miss. I have a tendency in the past to like give up on myself because I took a day off. Right? I'm like, oh, I took a day off. Well, there it goes. There it goes. I blew it. That mentality is not exactly a very good mentality. It's not something that will help you, move further with what you want to do. So and maybe if it helps you, find a friend or a family member or someone who can maybe walk with you and challenge you to do stuff. I have got some really nice headsets that I got. I just put these little bad boys on, some little earbuds, and I rock and roll. I listen to I listen to like some EDM music, believe it or not, and yeah, I really enjoy it. So um, you just got to find something that's going to motivate you to keep on going. For me, music tends to be that one for me. I can really get myself pumped up, listen to some great music, so whatever it may be. And if there's like maybe you want to reward yourself, like, hey, today I'm gonna be able to give myself this if I do a mile or something. But give yourself a reward or something, whatever it takes to get you to get going, to move. You got to start moving. I think that's what happens to a lot of us veterans. We just get complacent and stuck, and we don't want to deal with everything. We don't want to deal with anybody. That only goes so far, man. And then things really start to wear and pile up on you. So get out there, try to do something. It doesn't have to be walking. If you're not able to walk, find something. If you only got arm abilities, find little exercise you could do just with your arms. Do little things. It doesn't even have to be physical. We'll talk about some of the other great things you can do. So another great thing that I do, and I like to plant. I like to plant my own medicine. um I told you guys before, something that's worked really well for me is marijuana. Well, not only have I educated myself on it, I've also taken a liking to growing it as well. Because my gosh, there's so much therapy that goes along with actually absolutely growing your medicine, and you get to reap the benefits of what you created. And so it doesn't even got to be marijuana, right? Like, I've done vegetables, I've done fruit, I've done plants. I even got a little thing of plants that I do. Um, but just keeping those things alive and watching them grow, and you plants get sick. You got to figure out why is the plant sick? What do I got to do to make the plant healthy? There's a lot of things that you can do. And if you guys are like, oh, well, I don't got the means to grow and this or that and the other, if you're a veteran, there are some amazing groups out there that are willing to help you get started, to give you the lights, to give you a tent, to even give you seeds, something to help you start if that's truly what you want to do. Um, don't let things like that hold you back, because let me tell you, there's a whole bunch of communities out there that are willing to help you because they want you to succeed. They want you to feel better. They want you to get healthy. So, whatever it takes, a lot of these groups are willing to go out there and help. I even got extra seeds. I would be more than willing to give anybody that's a veteran that wants to grow their own medicine some seeds. And if you need some help with how to grow those seeds, man, I got you a whole bunch of people that I can refer you to, and I can also help you as well. But I do know people that are a lot smarter than me when it comes to that. But I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and be in the grow room. I'm going to give you guys a little look at my grow room setup, and you guys can see how it looks and what I deal with. All right. We'll be right back. Oh, all right, guys. So we're back out here at the tent, like I told you guys. This is the place where I do my growing. This is a 5x5 tent. Something I think I got on Amazon. Also, I got some decent LED lights, fans going, humidifiers, and stuff like that. So in this tent, I have five, seven autos. Now, autos are where you don't really have to do a lot to them. You just plant the seed. You don't have to change your light cycle and all that stuff. like you do for photos or even films. But these basically grow up, and then they'll look a little something like this. All right, got the medicine growing in nicely. All right, and the strain on this is it's called AK-47, and this one's more of the sativa strain. So if you're kind of curious about strains and stuff, like sativa is something that would be more to keep you energetic. Sometimes it creates a little bit more anxiety for people. There's also indica, which is more of something that kind of calms you down, helps a lot of people sleep, things like that, and you get some really good munchies from time to time. um, and then there's also what they call hybrids, which is both strains together, but sometimes you'll find one that's more dominant. Like you'll have a hybrid, but it's indica dominant. That means that there's more of the indica strain found in the plant than there is sativa. So here's some baby ones, right? Like these girls right here are still what you could consider babies. They've already shut out their pistols. They are also autos. I did nothing but autos this run. I've never done autos before. I just want to give it a try just to see how it would be. But yeah, it's pretty cool and fun to do. You know, the great thing about doing this is it's just so therapeutic. This is a great thing that helps you not just, get to have your own medicine, but it also teaches you so much about this plant. It's crazy. I've learned so much doing this, like not just, the recreational side, but the medical side of it, which people tend to forget that part because all they've heard is, gateway drug, it leads to this, it leads to that, it's a bad thing. People don't do nothing, they're losers, all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, it helps some people and it's a good thing for others. But yeah, so that's pretty much my tent. Like I said, if you're out there and you want to start doing something like this, there's a lot of communities out there that would help you get yourself going and get you started. You just got to reach out and talk to someone, and there's a lot of people that will help you from the start to finish as well. There's so many videos out there that can help you, but this is just another way that can help you with some of your therapy. We'll be back with some more ways that you can help yourself with some mental health. All right, stand by. Let's see if I can pause this. There we go. All right, so I'm outside in my backyard, and this is another great thing you can do for yourself is just escape outside. Go outside. Go in your backyard. Go in your front yard. It's real easy. It's peaceful, calm. Grab yourself a chair. Chill. Just take some time. Walk around. Take your shoes off. Get to feel yourself one with the nature again. You know what I mean? But something we got to do is get ourselves out there, and we got to start doing something. Do something for yourself. You know what I mean? We spend a lot of our time doing things for others. Go out there and do something for yourself. This is real easy. You do little laps around your backyard. If you don't feel comfortable walking out in your front yard, maybe you live in an apartment, I imagine they have, some kind of a parking lot or somewhere you can walk out and just go out there and walk. Who gives a shit if anybody's out there watching you or doing anything? Hey, live your life. But take advantage of certain things like this. This don't cost a thing. This doesn't cost a thing. Come out and just enjoy your own backyard or whatever you got going. Like I said, take your shoes off. Come, just relax. Disconnect. Take your phone, leave it inside as well. If that's hard for you, do small increments. It shouldn't really be that hard, but I feel like for some folks it is getting hard to kind of disconnect from the phone. So, but hey, like I said, take advantage of this beauty. It's easy as 1, 2, 3 sometimes, but we make everything so complicated. But hey, Let's work on ourselves. Let's find something that we can do. All right. Stand by for the next thing that we can do for ourselves. If I could ever do this, right? All right. So, hey, you know what else you can do? Pull yourself up a chair, grab yourself a nice book. You can go get yourself a copy of the Fight series by Betsy Ross. She's all over Amazon. You know, she has her own website, I believe. But go pick yourself up. You know, go support a veteran as well, and pick yourself up some books like this. Not even a big read. This is she has 4 for this series, and they're all about the same size. Me personally, I'm not much of a reader, but I do want to support my veterans, as you know, and their ventures as well. But I do know that there's people out there that really love to read. It's just once again, you got to make time for yourself to get out there and go be able to find that time to go out and enjoy yourself a book. Um, Set out to like read a chapter, or set out to read like 2 chapters. You know, all it is you setting yourself some little goals, you know, so you can kind of reach them and give yourself something to attain, and also something to hold yourself accountable for, and say, damn it, man, I missed out. But, you know, sometimes if we don't get to do something, that doesn't mean we failed. That just means we got to do better and get back at it, right? That's all. Life, we're going to do a lot of failing. There's no doubt there. But the biggest part is, how do you handle the failure and how do you move forward with it? But hey, go pick up yourself a nice read, grab yourself a cup of coffee or something, just sit outside, or go find yourself a nice quiet place in your home, your house, whatever it may be. Even if it's just you taking a shit on the toilet because that's the only opportunity you get. Well, hey, sit on that toilet till your legs go numb. Trust me, I've done that a couple times, maybe playing some games or something. I might know a little bit about them legs going numb. But anyhow, like I said, let's just find something for ourselves to do. There's a lot of things out there, and what may not work good for you uh, may work good for someone else, and what works good for me may not work good for you. But what I'm gonna do is at least give you guys some things that do work for me, and give you that opportunity to give it a try, and maybe it will work for you. You know, one thing I gotta say is that I think a lot of us look for instant gratification, or for things to be corrected immediately. That's not always going to be the case in life. Sometimes it takes time. And one thing with mental health, it's definitely not something that can be fixed overnight. And sometimes your mental health took a long time to get to where it's at. So sometimes you need that much longer or longer to recover from all that. You know, so don't fool yourself into thinking that, oh well, today I read, why don't I feel better right away? Because you know what, it's going to take some time. You got to get yourself into that absolute routine. And I think it takes a little bit more than just 1 or 2 times for something to absolutely work. That's another thing too. If you start getting out there and you start doing fitness stuff, don't be discouraged because you're not seeing pounds dropping off every day on the scale. It's going to fluctuate. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, do I feel better though? No matter how I'm doing it, or if there's, you're seeing the results there. It's more, is it really working for up there? That's what matters. So take the time, and don't give up on yourself, and don't quit too early. Allow yourself to legit feel something and get into a routine, and give that routine a chance to actually fully do what it's supposed to do. Some things are, faster healing than others. Some things are going to take a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, you're working towards getting yourself better. And that's the ultimate goal for each and every one of us, because we want to be the best versions of ourselves. And we also want to give the next generation a better place to live. And we want to help them not be all these mental cases that a lot of us are, so let's figure out things that we can kind of start doing for ourselves on a healthy manner. It doesn't even cost a thing. It does cost a little bit to go out and get yourself a book. There's a lot of books probably laying around somewhere that are completely free. And there's probably a community out there of people, of veterans that actually read books and probably trade books. I haven't really looked into it, but I promise you, I almost guarantee there's a community out there, because so far I've just about seen a community for everybody. And I've been shocked. I'm still, what, 2 years into this, 3 years? This is going to be my third year into this. And I'm still shocked. I'm finding new communities and different nonprofits doing different things. It's a great thing to see. But yeah, so there's a couple things that I've given you guys. We'll go ahead and go back up and go back to the studio and finish it off. But stand by as I do this pause. All right, all right. We are back in the studio, and we're just about ready to conclude the show. But I wanted to say, I gave you guys a couple things that worked for me. There's a lot more things out there that you can be doing. There's a lot of, if you want to go out and volunteer, you can volunteer in your local communities. They need a lot of help out there. I'm starting to learn that, as well as I'm starting to get out into my community and starting to get involved in the events, how much they absolutely need help. And who better to help them than veterans? You know what I mean? We have been trained. We've been put in situations that a lot of people could use to emulate. And we've learned how to come together. We learned how to come together and fight together and for a mission to get it done as a one. And that's something that we can take back into our communities. So there's things you can do like that. You can go volunteer and help your communities. Maybe there's something that you want to do and you haven't seen any kind of, nonprofits out there or something. Go start some. There's a lot of things out there that can help veterans to get themselves started to where they want to be. But you're never going to do it unless you go out there and you make an attempt and you go out there and try. And at the end of the day, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't make an attempt and try. And who cares if you get told no or something? Don't stop there. If you don't want to take no for an answer, keep on moving. Find another way to do it and get it done. But at the end of the day, we as veterans, we can be better. We can do better. We have been in situations that some people can't even fathom. And we've been trained like a very small percentage of the world has been trained like us. So let's take advantage of what we have and let's put it out there and try to make good out of it. Help you be a better dad, help you be a better partner, help you be a better person. I don't claim to be perfect, right? I know I'm still on my journey, and mental health is a journey. It's a never-ending journey at that. So don't think that you don't have to keep on healing yourself or continue to do things to help yourself stay on the right path. Don't, just because you feel better one day doesn't mean that that's it. Something else can come in your world that can mess things up. Be stronger for that. So when you have something come your way, you know how to handle it and you know how to react to it. Because that's one thing we're bad at. We can go 0 to 60 like that. We can lose our minds so fast because we don't have a lot of patience and stuff like that. But sometimes we got to sit there and count maybe to 10 before we even speak, because boy, we could really lose it. And a lot of us, let's face it, we're bulls in a china cabinet and we can destroy a lot of things just with our words. So, just try to work on yourself. Try to do better. Own things when it's time to own it. Don't sit there and project and try to, put things on other people to get it off of you. Own it. And when you start owning it, that's when we start moving forward. But hey, let's go ahead and end it right there. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you guys are liking the coffee talks. We're going to probably move on from mental health. Mental health is just one of those things. It's a huge topic, and I can talk about it forever. We could talk about it forever. But, I just want to give you guys a little bit of some possibilities that are free for you to go out and do. You can go out and do some of these things without having to spend money, because that's a big excuse for everybody. I don't got money. I don't got transportation. Some of the things that I just showed you don't require transportation, don't require money. And there's a lot of things out there that don't. So let's get away from that. Real quick before we head out, though, there's another thing that I didn't even think about. Drawing, coloring. It sounds kind of weird, I mean, obviously for me, I keep crayons steadily and, they start to miss. I mean, I'm missing some, because we don't just color with them, we eat them. But, you know, that's another therapeutic thing to do. And it doesn't cost a thing unless you got to go out and buy yourself some crayons. And if you're a Marine, maybe don't go out and buy crayons because you might end up eating them. So that might end up being costly. But other than that, doesn't really cost a thing. Before we head out, let's give Veteran Voice Radio a little bit of a plug. And if you guys are looking for a new radio station to listen to, go support Veteran Voice Radio. It is where the musicians are veterans or family members of veterans. So go check it out. Welcome to Veteran Voice Radio, where we honor the brave and celebrate their stories through music. Tune in to two incredible stations, Ranger Rockwave and Simplify Country. On Ranger Rockwave, experience the raw energy of alternative rock featuring talented musicians who are veterans and military family members. Their powerful stories and unforgettable tunes will inspire you and keep you rocking. Switch over to Simplify Country, where the heart of country music meets the spirit of service. Enjoy heartfelt ballads and toe-tapping tunes from veterans and their families sharing their journey through song. Join a community that honors those who serve. Veteran Voice Radio, music with a mission. Discover Ranger Rockwave and Simplify Country at veteranvoiceradio.com, or you can also download the app on Apple or Google and let the stories of our heroes resonate through your speakers. Let me tell you what, Veteran Voice Radio, amazing musicians in there. I have found some really great musicians, and I've got to meet so many of them as well, going to good old Hero Stock. So go check it out. I got the website right here, scrolling down at the bottom. Go give them a download. It is completely free to download it and to listen to it. And you don't have to listen to it all the time. It's whenever you want. You know what I mean? So, but I promise you, you will love some of the musicians, and there is some amazing music out there. You'll be shocked to hear that some of these people aren't already signed. But all right, guys, well, that's going to go ahead and conclude another Coffee Talk. I hope you guys are having an amazing day out there. I hope the new year is, treating you right. Let's go ahead and make 2025 our year. Let's do it. Let's make it our year. That's your year and my year. Let's do it. Let's make 2025 our bitch and have a great one. You know how we say out here, don't let the day kick your ass. Make sure you're out there kicking it. Until next time, guys, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.